Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about comments Max Verstappen has made following a difficult sprint qualifying in Brazil, as well as updates on Lewis Hamilton. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me and exit James's pit lane, I'll leave a link in the description, but let's jump straight into the video. So let's start with Verstappen, and as we know, he had a difficult day on Friday. For starters, his two title rivals Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri qualified P1 and P3 respectively, and Verstappen could only manage P6, and throughout the day, Verstappen was complaining about his car's handling, and speaking about what was going on, Verstappen said, as quoted by Racing News 365. A lot of vibration in the car, a lot of ride problems, not what we want. Besides that, I think we also just don't have the grip. The middle sector is terrible. I just can't get the car to turn, but at the same time, I can't really rely on the car. For us, it's quite poor. Now, we saw during sprint qualifying that Verstappen was usually fastest in the first sector. The first sector is made up of straights really, so it indicates that Verstappen was running a low downforce setup, and we've seen in the past that Verstappen has done well running a low downforce setup at a high downforce circuit, but it hasn't worked at Brazil. In Brazil in sector 2, the middle sector is all about medium and low speed corners. You need higher downforce, and Verstappen just could not get the car working. However, on Saturday, heavy rain and wind are forecast and could play a significant role on the on-track action, which will see a sprint race as well as qualifying for the main Grand Prix. And as we know, in 2024, Verstappen was really strong in the rain around Brazil, with him going from P17 to P1. And speaking about what could happen tomorrow with the wet weather, Verstappen said, "I don't know, we'll find out. I think it's clear that we're lacking something. I'm not suddenly expecting it to be miles better in the wet. We'll see." Now, things weren't any better for Ferrari in practice. They hid their pace, so we didn't see what their true pace was until sprint qualifying, but yeah, it was pretty poor. I mean, Charles Leclerc only ended up going 8th fastest, and Lewis Hamilton was knocked out in SQ2, qualifying 11th. He didn't even make it to the line to set another lap time at the end of sprint qualifying. And reflecting on his early exit, Hamilton said, as quoted by Crash.net, "Yeah, it definitely didn't help, but it's not for the lack of trying. The team thought we were a lot faster than we are. We gave it everything, and ultimately that's what matters most. We're just not quick enough." Now, as we know, Hamilton has had a few good results in his first year at Ferrari in 2025, but he would have been hoping for a better year. I mean, Hamilton still hasn't got a Grand Prix podium. And while there has been progress since the summer break, this has been masked by misfortune or poor execution. Now, Hamilton says he's trying to enjoy the final few races regardless of his position on the grid, with Hamilton going on to say, "We're working hard and there's not much more I can do. It is what it is. I am 11th now. I will just have to have some fun from there. At this point, it's just about having fun because it's not going well from my side, my year. I just have to enjoy it wherever I am." Now, things could have got worse for Hamilton in Brazil, with him being investigated for allegedly speeding under a yellow flag following sprint qualifying. Basically, at the end of SQ2, Charles Leclerc spun, which brought out the double yellow flag, and Hamilton was investigated for speeding under double waved yellow flags when passing Leclerc, but Hamilton has escaped a grid penalty for the Brazilian Grand Prix sprint, so will continue to start from a sprint qualifying position of 11th place. However, Hamilton was given his first reprimand of the season, and explaining their decision, the stewards said in their verdict, towards the end of Q2, Leclerc spun at the exit of turn 10, triggering double-waved yellow flags. Shortly afterwards, car 44 approached the same corner and was just turning in when the double yellow light panels were activated on the left-hand side of the track. During the hearing, Hamilton explained that he did not see the light signal. The onboard footage confirms that the signal was only illuminated for a fraction of a second before Hamilton passed it. As the driver's focus was clearly on the turning point, he was looking to the right-hand side of the track. Thus, the stewards find it credible that he did not actually perceive the signal. However, Hamilton acknowledged during the hearing that he saw car 16 stationary at the side of the track and could see a green light signal being displayed beyond that point. He therefore had to realise that he was at least in a yellow sector, and as a consequence, had to reduce speed discernibly. Looking into the telemetry, the stewards found that the driver reacted by hesitating whilst applying the throttle, but did not reduce speed as required. In similar circumstances in the past, the stewards have deemed it appropriate to impose a reprimand rather than the standard 5-place grid penalty specified in the guidelines. In terms of consistency, the stewards consider a reprimand to be sufficient in this case as well. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care.